Tiffany.
It's Issa.
And I'm also Tiffany.
And this is the last Tiffany.
And this is TITT Talks, a podcast for modern women living in a mama world.
Welcome back for another dose of TITT Talks. Today is all about one of our TITT-ventures. We call it Desert Party. It's a fun one, guys. This story starts pre-mom life for some of us and continues through our new mom lives as well. It's about disconnecting, letting loose, and having some fun. So first off, we all thank you for listening. And if you've been with us since episode 1, we hope that you're learning a little more about us and how we aim to celebrate life and motherhood through our own unique experiences, even with the crazy, fun, experimental ones. So as always, we have
Teacher,
Issa,
Tilo,
And Chook.
Yeah. Currently, it's Sunday, a Memorial Day weekend. You won't hear this till later, but just as a little experiment, guys, if we weren't social distancing, it would be a given that we'd probably be together hanging out at Teacher's pool party.
Oh, yeah. Our pool has been open and just waiting.
So let's pretend we're all there for a second. You can close your eyes. What are you drinking?
Oh, I'm having shots on this very fine day.
Oh my gosh.
As we usually do.
It is not a pool party without Tilo taking shots, guys.
And then I will pass out in your bedroom.
My cats are like, yeah, where is she?
The guys will bring out a blanket and pillows for the kids, but actually they'll end up napping.
Oh,
I'm finishing my bottle of sparkling wine right now.
Nice.
Nice.
So
Oh my
refreshing.
gosh. Yeah. And then Chook is going to start maternity leave in just a week.
Yay!
I'm so excited.
Baby number 2 is almost here.
Yes.
On the way.
My little baby son, my little baby second son. This is my last week of work, and I'm very excited. However, I'm at the point in my pregnancy, I'm 37 weeks as of yesterday. I'm at the point where every time I get up or every time I lie down, I have to think about the consequences of doing that. Like,
No.
how am I going to get back up?
When am I going to need a pee?
Is it worth it?
Oh.
You're in the home stretch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you. I am. It's going to be great.
Love it.
And then it's never going to happen again.
Oh.
Amen,
Tying
sister.
his tubes.
Oh my God, we should have an episode about that.
Tying the tube.
Yeah.
I am going to intro into Desert Rock Party. I would have to say that this was invented and give credit to Glenn Silva, who really brings everyone together and kind of brings down your boundaries. So intro is me. I had a really fun experience. Jake and I were actually at his brother's baby shower all the way up in Lompoc, California, and we had to drive in the afternoon into the evening all the way to Landers, which is by Joshua Tree. So we were on an adventure for sure, and we were going on like no sleep already. So
And this is pre-kids, right?
Pre-kids.
Yeah.
Kid.
So, I actually didn't know that part of like your, like that's what you were doing exactly before your first desert party. So, wow. Okay, that puts things
Imagine assisting with prep for a baby shower, like probably having not very much sleep, driving up from LA to Lompoc at that time. So it's like at least 2.5 hours if you go real fast. And then we had to drive past LA going back to this party because she was like, we have to be there. This is like the thing we need to do. So I was a little skeptical at first, but I was along for the ride. And I'm so happy that I did it because I had the time of my life. So imagine this, driving up past Big Bear into the desert. You can't see anything. And we're looking for this house. And it's, what is it called, Chook? Alien Manor? Martian Manor.
Martian Manor.
Yes.
Martian Manor. So you drive up and there's just like alien sighting signs. You open the gate, you drive in. It's all sand, but you can't see anything. It's like this greenish orange house. And then
There's
when
no
you
lights.
no lights. It's left open for us, okay? And then we go in and we're told, because we lost service probably like 40 minutes ago. So we're told just to wait there and someone will pick us up. And we're going to meet Chuk and Glenn, who are like the only people we really know out there. And he's going to drive us to this big giant rock with it, super historical. There's mystery around it. It's great. We go into the house and I need to use the bathroom. Like, I've been on the road for hours. So right in the entry of the bathroom, there is this mannequin dressed up. It's kind of creepy. I mean, this house is like totally 70s decked out, like super cool, but like definitely like some alien vibes, mannequin vibes.
There's like a naked lady wearing an alien mask usually.
Yeah.
There you go.
And there was the brown, orange shag carpet of the 70s in the house as well.
Exactly.
Issa, at this point, what did you know of Desert Party?
I just knew about the rock, and then I knew we were going to go out there, and I knew Glenn was going to play music, and that we were going to have fun, and you could partake in whatever or not partake in whatever, but we were going to have this like really great experience into the morning.
So like an intimate, like exclusive Burning Man, right, of sorts?
Yeah, and I've never been to Burning Man.
Okay.
And some background on me. Some background on me. I never experimented like as a teenager or even as like a young adult. I never really, I tried weed and it got me sick. And so I never really did anything but drank alcohol after that. So here I am, this newbie going into Martian Manor, just need to use the bathroom. And then when I come out, actually, from number one, let's call him our taxi driver of the desert, comes in and he's like, come with me, guys. And so we jumped in his truck, which is I forget what kind of truck, a rally truck.
Yeah, it's like a big off-road truck.
Yes. It can go really fast in the sand. And, I never really had experience with this type of stuff. So he's like, do you guys, and I love driving fast myself on the freeway. Okay. So I'm like, it's a truck, like how fast are we going to go? He's like, do you guys like going fast? And we're like, yeah, let's go fast. Oh my God. This ride was like one for the books. Like it's slipping and sliding across the sand, but like doing it so well. And we're going like super fast, like freeway fast on like these desert whoops. And I like didn't know what I signed up for by saying, yeah, let's go.
Oh my God.
But it was so much fun. Like I've never had so much fun in my life. And you guys totally sober. No alcohol
So
or anything.
it was also pitch black. So you couldn't even see what was coming then, right?
I couldn't. And honestly, when the sun came up, I was like, oh my, like it blew my mind. If I had seen what we were like going over, it'd probably be like more scary, but it was so awesome. So we arrive and we meet desert taxi driver's wife, and she's amazing.
So
Yes. And so by this time, I believe it's only me, taxi driver and his wife and Glenn and Chuk, and the stars are so super bright. And again, I'm sober. Stars are so super bright. It's this beautiful, expansive desert with this huge rock.
You're really like way out in the middle of nowhere.
Yes, out in the middle of nowhere. The moon is so bright, so you do have that light. It's beautiful. And, you're like standing there in awe already. And so we're there, and Jake's like, drink this water bottle real fast. You have to do it fast. You have to just drink it. And I know you don't like water, but please just drink it real fast. And I'm like, do I have a choice in this? I'm like, it's, you guys made it knowledgeable of me being a newbie, right? Oh yeah, don't worry. There's not a lot in there. I'm like, okay. So this is happy substances. And I think natural. I don't really know, but we'll just say that. And so I drink my water as fast as I can. And the downside of that is like you need to go pee out in the desert, and like it's cold. It's freezing cold. Okay. Even though it's the summer, it's like the wind is going, it's cold. You gotta, get butt naked, hold on to the side of the rock. And you guys can't even see me, but I'm like doing the motions to the rock and squat. Chuk teaches me all the basics of doing that. and then I go back, I'm feeling fine. It's like 30 minutes, 40 minutes. I'm enjoying the music. And then all of a sudden the stars just become like super close and bright. I'm like, oh my God, I need to sit down, Jake. My stomach's feeling kind of funky, so I'm sitting down, and then I'm like, it's just so beautiful and so bright. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't look anymore. And so I like have this big old scarf, I put it over my face, and I'm like, Jake, just hug me. I don't know. This is what I remember. Chig, you could like interject if you remember something.
I can add to this because I thought you were so cute, because we were all like, what is she doing? Because you had probably like 3 down comforter looking coats on you, because you were just laying down, and then you were telling everyone, you're like, come give me a hug and lay on top of me. So you also had like bodies on top of you. I think
that came after.
Had, like, a floaty feeling, like, and you needed to like.
I did,
but it was super cozy, because that was one of the bodies on you too, and it was so nice. Just, like, cozy with the
after I was in the chair, Jack actually had a down comforter, so they were like, lay her by the fire. They had a fire going, so I'm like, okay, lay her by the fire, she's just cold, and that's when I was like, hug me, everybody, lay on me. And I think I had like at least 5 to 6 people laid on me, and it was like the best feeling I could ever imagine. Although I don't know if that would be your best feeling, but I just had like everybody laid on me. It was so warm, and it like exactly. I think that's why I wanted everybody to lay on me, because I did feel like I was like floating away into the stars, and it was like too much, but it was such a good experience, because after that happened, funny thing is that comforter caught on fire a little bit, because the wind was picking up, and like, but regardless of me like not opening my eyes and not dancing around with everybody, like that was so much fun to me. I think that's like secretly one of my dreams, is I just want to be cuddled by like a big group of people and lay down. I don't know. So maybe that's what it is. But we end up going back to Martian Manor. Cute, shaggy orange carpet was amazing. We're all laying down there, and there's a bunch of girls with us too that Chuk knows, and we're just like talking, and taxi driver wife was like my best friend. Like she stayed with me the whole time in the desert. She was like cuddling me. We cuddled each other like all night long, including Jack's girlfriend too. So all the girls were like super supportive of me, and it was like the best feeling. I felt like it was like so much like female love, and I loved that. So we didn't sleep till like the next day, probably at like
we stayed up till sunrise.
Yeah, till sunrise. And it was the funnest thing. We just listened to music. Like literally when we're out there, we have huge speakers, a full DJ setup, and music is blaring. And like sometimes locals will come around and they may not like it, but usually, we're good. I mean, we've always been good. Nothing's ever happened that's been bad. But just to give you some like background, it's like just a huge festival, but just with an intimate amount of people. And it's like the perfect, actually it would work so good right now for pandemic times, because you're not exactly. So that was just so much fun. And then waking up, I honestly felt fine. Like I woke up the next day and I was like super energized. I forgot who made breakfast, but everybody kind of takes turns with what they're doing for the group. So that's super cool. That's kind of Burning Man-esque, I would say, in the sharing of like life and love and, just releasing. But that was my first experience. I think after that, I totally let loose with, my idea of using happy substances. They're okay, and they let you release, and you need that release in life sometimes, especially when you have that mental load sometimes you need to do it. So that was my experience. It was amazing. And I need to have that experience again soon. I need like 3,000 people hugging me. No, not 3,000. I need 6 bodies on
That's
me.
the aim, yeah.
Again, I need a big group hug with masks on, of course.
That is so fun. I don't think I've ever heard that story in its entirety. And I'm really sad I have not experienced this without children.
This is going to happen again for us. That's the thing. It's like we're almost over this hump of small children. I mean, they'll be small for a while, but
Yeah.
Somebody can watch them.
Yeah. We will be guilt-free and just be able to think about ourselves and just have like a truly happy night under the stars together and a kumbaya moment.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm gonna give the torch over to Chu because she's gonna talk about like the creation or the origins of said desert party.
Yeah, and Isa, I will have to say, I'm so glad that you came out that night because, like, even for me, it sounds so fantastical, like the notion of just driving out to the middle of nowhere and then having this party and everyone meeting up, especially where there's like the risk of no service. So,
Right.
so I'm really happy that you came out there, and I want to say that was one of the first. That was like in the beginning, and when you came, when you arrived to the Rock with Taxi Driver, I was in my mind. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad this worked out because I was like, is this not? They made it. I'm surprised if it didn't work out. Like either you and Jake got lost meeting, like trying to get to the house, or Taxi Driver. Finding you in the dark or something, or there's just been some miscommunication. There's just so much room for error out there.
Especially because our husbands arranged it.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, again, this is Chook. I want to say that these desert parties started with my husband. And my husband, his name is Glenn, he is such a fantastical guy. Like he will think of something so outrageous and he'll actually execute, which is very different from me because I'm the type of person who enjoys like brunch and, yoga before brunch or, I'll go for a run. Like I could stay home and watch a movie, but my husband is like, he loves all those like extreme sports. He loves to go fishing, shooting and whatnot. So we were introduced to the desert when our friend who owns this place called March Manor, like a rental house, she threw a big party. That was the first time we were actually in the desert. And we were just like, we're so amazed by how awesome of a place it was. Like out in the middle of nowhere, you could make as much noise as you want, kind of. I guess to a certain level, because, there are still people living around you, but for the most part, you can play music as loud as you want. And when we went there, we like explored the area and we discovered Giant Rock. Giant Rock is this historical landmark. It is exactly what it sounds like. You drive out in the middle of nowhere. I keep on using that term because that's like literally, I can't think of any other
It's true, yeah.
To describe this place, but it's literally a huge rock that looks like it fell from the sky. And it's like it's very weird because there's no other rocks that look like it anywhere around it. So it's just like, who put this huge ass rock here?
Mm-hmm.
It has a lot of culture. There's like a UFO, like alien culture out there. In like the early 1900s. That sounds so funny to say. In the early 1900s, I guess people used to like come and hold alien conventions out there. It's just a unique feeling. Anyways, we went out there, had a great time. Glenn loved it so much that he would tell his friends about it. And then one night, we were just out in LA, drinking with some friends. He was telling his other friend, we'll call him Joe, about this place. And they were just, in their drunken joy thinking, we need to go to the Rock and just have a huge party and I'll bring a generator and I'll DJ. And it just took off from there. And like, to my surprise, I shouldn't have been too surprised, but to my surprise, they actually like planned it, and we went out there and we did it. And I was like, I can't believe we're doing this. This sounds like something from a movie. But that's kind of how it started. And I remember being out there for the first time at night when, you know, Glenn had set up his DJ equipment, and I was like, are people actually going to find us? Because I know if I was trying to find this place, I would never find it by myself.
It's super hard to find.
It's like, you have to have coordinates, and like Tilo, even like when Dave used to come meet us out there.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how he got to us.
Exactly.
Wait, was he there by himself?
Yeah. Because we had Tessa.
Oh my god.
I remember being like so impressed, but also just like how he would just like drive up, and it didn't seem like any kind of.
It was a hard feat. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's crazy what motivates them.
yeah,
That's true.
Yeah.
just to be with the bros, be with their friends. And you know, in this episode I'm talking about, I kind of like how people don't really know. It's not too popular of a place, this giant rock place. So I feel like all of our listeners are getting like we're doing them like a favor, because
Yeah.
they check it out. Like
I agree.
It's weird, it's random, it's cool.
Yeah.
Now you guys know about it. Don't go too often, because we're there too.
We'll have to post a picture of it on our Instagram, because we have one from the last trip.
We do.
With all of us in
Yeah.
front of it, so you
We
can kind of get a
do.
sense of it.
Quite literally is a giant rock.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that
Perhaps
was
future parties to come.
We can host our own festival.
TITT Talks Giant Rock Edition.
Yes.
we can go there without our husbands.
Tits rock.
TITT Rock.
Tit rocks.
So every time we go out there, it's like we always just have a good, fun, unique time. It's just it's a place we can go and connect with friends and sort of just feel like, you know, we're out of LA or out of Orange County, and just, it's, you know, a little getaway. It's also a place where we try new things, right? Like, I want to say we're all responsible, mature, productive women, now mothers, who,
Yes.
I mean, I think when we party, we do it responsibly. Like, you won't ever see us in a wheelchair being wheeled out with barf on our shirts.
Never.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that happening occasionally, right? For other people. And I don't judge girls who do that, who that happens to, because I know, you know, it depends, you know, you just never know.
Life happens.
Yes.
But yeah, generally speaking, for us, and I can speak for all of us when I say we are responsible adults, we like to have fun, and we really like to let loose sometimes. And sometimes that includes, you know, trying organic, natural substances. For me, I'm going to talk about my first time doing mushrooms. That was under the heavy supervision of an experienced mushroom doer who my husband. I've had to let my guard down with this guy, because he's so like he's opened my eyes to so many different experiences. Yeah, so one of our trips we went and tried mushrooms for the first time, and I was a little nervous. I remember, because I had heard about how people can hallucinate, and how, like, if you're not in the right mental state, like, you can really freak out. You can see something really terrible. But yeah. So this one time we tried it. It was like a group of 10 of us, and my husband Glenn was like the leader, the supervisor. So at night it was like, okay, we're gonna start at 7:00. So we all gathered in a circle, and we had this little pile of mushrooms, and we divided them in small portions amongst ourselves equally, and we all like checked in with each other to make sure that we were good. And, you know, Glenn's telling us what we're going to feel and when it might kick in. and we ate them. And they were fine. They kind of tasted like I thought that they would taste worse, but I think in our like Asian food palate, we're used to these like dried fungus type things. Yeah. So we ate them. We waited to feel things, and I remember sitting around a fire, just like staring at the shadow of a Joshua tree, and just being like, okay, when is it gonna start dancing? When is it gonna start? And excuse me. Eventually, after an hour, it did, and it was like all of us started like, everything that we saw was like magnified. Like if someone would walk, like the shadow would be like 20 feet, and we'd be like, "Whoa, do you see that? That's crazy!" And just everything like from our visuals and the feeling, like how the temperature and the wind felt against our skin was like magnified. We'd look up at the stars, and if there was like a shooting star, it looked like something you see on like Reading Rainbow, like whoosh, like it was crazy.
I love it.
That's a throwback reference.
I Reading Rainbow. Is that a shooting star? I didn't know how.
Yeah, no, it is. I know. I'm like totally picturing it when it goes. It's the book
with
opening.
the rainbow at the back.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
But I remember it was like all of us kind of holding on to each other, having this bonding moment, just being able to be like, wow, this is what people do, and this is what people see, and it's actually it's really cool. Like I don't want to do it every day, but it was interesting and fun to like just see what other people see, and just see like the fantasy and people's faces changing or like or just going through something that was different with your close friends, and being able to bond over that experience, and just kind of letting go, because like when you're in that state, I think you have to be okay with like letting go of control a little bit, not for too long. And I will say, to me, it felt like an 8-hour experience, but I'm pretty sure like when I came out of it, it was like an hour. Like that. Like I feel so tired from that. But I want to say, like, I'm glad I tried it. It was under heavy supervision, and it opened up my mind to the fact that it's okay that people do try different things to get their release from their normal daily life, and that was just our experience of consuming mushrooms in the desert, like a hippie, but it was one that I enjoyed and will remember. And I think it's important to remember that even though we are adults, it's okay to have some fun within reason.
Of course. And there's cultures that do this, for enlightenment. So just to think about that.
Yeah.
And also I wanted to interject, and I forgot to say earlier. Yeah. That just because one of us does something doesn't mean all 4 of us have done it. So I just wanted to make that note.
Disclaimer. Wait, so your mushroom experience was a completely different trip than the one that Isa went to? Or it was the same?
Different.
How many trips?
I did not go to that one, and I'm upset about it.
Oh. Yeah, Chuk. How many desert?
How many have there been?
So
was this last one? This last one where the kids went was what? Which one? What number? For you, I guess.
I want to say like 7 or 8.
Wow.
Oh, what?
7 or 8? I thought there were only 5. Wow.
We don't like whenever it could be like a different theme for a trip. Like sometimes it's just like we just want to go there and use the pool and just have nothing to do. Mm-hmm. I think our last trip, like, which was that 2020 last fall? Was that 2019 when we went?
2 years ago.
Or was it 18?
I just texted you guys the picture. That was the last one.
It was 18.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
2018.
Yeah. That was like the last time, and I want to say that was like 7 or 8.
Oh wow! I had no idea there were so many of them. Just banked up. I've only been to 1.
Yeah.
I cheated.
it was totally different because we had Kai. So remember, you and I stayed together, and everyone else got to have like super fun.
Yeah.
But now we'll have like a better plan, and for our next trip, the guys will have their night, the girls will have their night, and probably still end up having.
Oh, that's smart. I like that.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, that is a good idea.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be well planned.
Yes.
Like I will have this schedule ready for all people to. I will post them so they can't say they forgot about them. Like, like today, I love Glenn, but I will vent about him all the time. Like I told him today I wanted to be ready to, just do my thing at 2:30. In preparation for our stuff. And he's like, okay, I'll go to the store because we need to buy some like grilling stuff for tomorrow. And it's like, just gets later in the day and I'm just getting so frustrated. And like, it's just too late for you to go. Because if you go now, I'm going to be late. It's going to impede on my schedule. So now you have to go after and all the food's going to be gone. So
this scenario sounds very familiar to me. I feel your pain.
So we'll be posting schedules for our next trip about who gets to do what at what time. And I will.
Awesome. That's why you're the perfect team because he gets everybody together. We all feel like family, and you have us on a schedule.
Yeah.
It does work. So, with that being said, that's
Teacher.
Yeah, it's Teacher's turn.
Yeah. So it's so interesting too. I had no idea that was your first trip too. So we both had the first trip together,
and only.
Tears. But it's so crazy because I feel like I had been slated to go for like 3 years in a row, but things kept happening. Yeah. And there's even one trip where I was supposed to go with one of my best friends. You still all went. And then they had like these amazing stories, which actually sounded really terrifying. Like they were in a tent because they had no idea how bad the winds were. And the tent friggin' blew like into the desert. And they could no longer sleep in the tent because it had blown away. To sleep in their car.
I remember everybody trying to help with that tent.
Desert weather at night, so it can be so violent. Like I remember.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, but that's part of the beauty, right? You don't know what the hell to expect. And I think I moved away for a period of time, which actually I feel like sometimes I look back and I think, oh my God, how much did I miss? Like I moved away to the Bay Area for about 4 years. And that's when I feel like all the fun stuff was happening. And Desert Rock was one of those things. But anyway, regardless, I finally made the trip last year. And Kennedy was about 6 months old, 5 or 6.
Was it last year or 2018, right?
2018. Yeah. So it was 2018. She was about like 5-6 months. So I was still breastfeeding and nursing. But I was like, I am not letting go of the opportunity this time. I am going. So Michael went first, and he was just sending me pictures, and it looked like so much fun. Issa and Glenn were DJing. It was like all red outside. It was like so much fun. So I like psyched myself out. And then finally the next day I went, and wow, I was just like blown away as to like the amount of just coordination. Like exactly, taxi driver was there again to take us to where we needed to be. Plus a backup, we'll call him German Shepherd, was like there, like it was just so well orchestrated and there was so much love. And even though it was definitely a different vibe because there were kids there, it was still so much fun. And the nighttime situation was also so interesting. Do you guys actually remember why we left the Rock and went over to like the main house? Do you guys remember?
I think it was for the comfortability of possible kids being there, but also
that's right.
like safety and like weather purposes. Like the house ended up being really like more weatherproof.
Yeah.
And had a running toilet.
Oh, that's right. Honestly,
there have been a number of parties that were planned. We planned to do them at the Rock.
Yeah.
But because of weather, it was just like it's just easier to do it at this cool big desert house. So we'll just move it there.
Yeah.
And it really is a lot more comfortable.
It was a lot more comfortable.
I would rather go there every time now.
Yeah. And then the backyard of this place was so incredible because it overlooked like another giant rock. So then there was a projector. I don't know whose idea this was to put a projector there, but then like people started dancing in front of the projector with the music. And this is one of the few videos that Kennedy, my little 2-year-old daughter, like looks through every morning. And it's just like Jake just dancing in front of the projectors and just like making like sign animals.
Shadows.
Yeah, like making shadows. And it was just such a wonderful experience. We had all the blankets we needed. Issa was next to me on like the blowout couch, and we had a bathroom, and we had a like really warm kitchen and counter.
Yes.
We would actually sit and talk. It was such a great experience. And I feel like it was a very different experience than probably what you all experienced the first like few years. But it was just like very communal, loving, and just relaxed. It was wonderful.
It was amazing. I really loved. That was like one of my favorite ones. There was the house with the moon deck, which was awesome, but that was super cool too. So I think this house was kind of like that perfect mix because you could be inside, you can lay down on the carpet, which I remember we have a photo.
Yeah,
with,
I was like,
B. Yes. Or you could be outside and, you know, look at the beautiful projections, listen to you could hear the music in both areas. We had those neon lights that you crack that are like bracelets and stuff leading your way to the outdoor area.
Yeah,
it was just like such a good vibe. It was super vibes.
It was. Tilo and Chip, we really missed you.
Yes.
Yeah, it was not the same without you. Yeah.
Oh,
No,
and Joe and his girlfriend at the time were amazing in educating us on like everything, all the like happy stuff, like
all the happy
super stuff. Like scientific, and I felt so comfortable that I tried something else that I never thought I would try, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
And it led me to being a shuttle for everybody and getting them back safely to our house, whereas our guys who were on the takedown committee got lost. So I just have to say, I was the shuttle.
You had superpowers maybe that night.
Yes. I was just like so focused. Yes, it gave me this focus. It gave me this like happiness. And I was like, yeah, let's do this. I am down. And so we had initially, I thought we could pack everybody into my small SUV, but once we got to the car, we noticed that would not ever happen. So I made 2 trips, but when I came back, I have to just say, when I came back to the house for the second trip, like people were rushing the car like zombies in the night, and I was like, "Yes, I'm gonna get you home, and we're gonna have a beautiful sleep." There's just like so much more that we do other than like having fun and listening to music and dancing around, including some like great things like you never have tried but always wanted to. Like I remember, it's probably like I've been there 4 times, and I always would tell Chuck, I really want to go to the Integratron. I really want to go. So this last time we got to go with all the girls, and I think that made it all the more special.
Yeah. I mean, this is Tilo, and honestly, that is one high point of the only one trip that I've been to. And I guess mine will be a little more PG rated since I didn't get to let loose like you guys. But
you're going to have an R-rated experience soon, though.
I deserve one. But honestly, like, so the Integratron, and I always fumble on this word, but it's a sound bath for those of you guys that don't know what it is, and it's in the middle of the desert, and it is amazing. So, this was one of those things where we partnered with the guys, and for the kids that were there, they watched the kids, and one of our girlfriends' boyfriends, who doesn't even have a kid, was like actually watching my kids in conjunction with Dave. So that was so nice, and he's so good with kids. So we love that. But on the way there, we were in the car, the 5 of us squeezed in together. We smoked some on the way, when we got there, while we were there. And honestly, it made the experience like just so much better. I don't know about you guys, but like I'm the type of person that when I do a good session of yoga, like I will fall asleep in Shavasana. So this is like totally what that was for me, and you're actually not supposed to fall asleep. So I had been sitting next to Chuck, and then I just, I had fallen asleep because it was just so relaxing, and I'm like feeling this elbow, and she's like, get up, because I'm snoring. Like my mouth is open and I'm snoring because I'm just like so relaxed, like having a good time.
I love how much effort it took me to wake you up.
I was out. I was out.
I knew that out.
But you know what? I don't know if it was the smoking or what it was, but I have to ask you because I don't know if I remember asking you guys this, but did you have the same experience where you felt like you were like on different planar levels while you were listening to the sound bath? Like I felt like I was dreaming, but I knew that I was present at the same time. Like, did you guys have that experience as well?
This is true. Mine's like the least fun answer because I had other issues that I was thinking about, so I feel like I didn't get to like just like let go.
Yeah.
But I hope Issa and Tita did.
I definitely did. I felt like it was like traveling through my body. I felt I was asleep. I maybe didn't snore, but I felt like I was asleep. But also that I was like in this dreamy state, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, like kind of like a floaty state.
It was like fully daytime, and I feel like I was seeing stars, which was strange.
Yeah, we were, yeah. I mean, also, it was just such a peaceful place. We were hanging in hammocks before that in a group. Like, it was like such a peaceful place to go. And the Integratron is like supposed to be like the most acoustically perfect building.
Yeah,
We've had concerts there and stuff like that. So, I mean, by like huge bands. So, it, like you climb up into this like second story part of it in this dome, and you could like the sound echoes, and actually if someone were snoring directly diagonal to you or perpendicular to you, like you would hear them, like it's like they're right in your ear. So maybe that's why it was harder for Chick to like wake you up, but it was amazing.
Actually wasn't there. Because I had
you were shooting.
Yes. So I had come in that afternoon, and because I had bailed on him 2 years prior, I felt like I couldn't bail on him again. So
I'm remembering this wrong. So it was B and L that were there.
Yes, B and L.
Yes, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Although I had the chance to watch Donald Glover in concert at the Integratron. Like
what?
Yeah, the year prior. So I know what an amazing place that is, and I wish I could have been there because it sounds like
okay.
We have to do that again.
Yes.
Yeah, this is part of the redo.
Yes.
What's his stage name again?
Childish Gambino.
Childish Gambino. Yes.
He does that one song.
Like your fingers. But yeah, I mean, so that's like one part, I guess, of the experience, and then the other part is very, very, very much on the same theme that you guys are talking about with communal. Mm-hmm. I always love our get-togethers, and even though it's a different kind of communal, what I'm about to go into, it's just like the food, the meals, the sitting down together, the cooking together. Like we had a huge spread of food over the course of the weekend, and it's just amazing what everybody brings to the table. And having the kids there to experience it too. I don't know if you guys had the same experience, but growing up, I had so many cousins and aunties and uncles. And now, like, I have one brother who doesn't have any children. And the only way I get to replicate these kind of childhood memories is kind of with you guys and your kids and just that sense of like a larger family. So all that stuff always really means a lot to me, and I love it. And just, you know, Miles was, I don't know if he was just barely starting to walk then. And then Tess was probably around 3. And we stayed back. Chuk and I stayed back with Kai and the kids. And I believe we had some mushroom tea. because I remember being outside and looking at the stars, and they were just twinkling so bright. And it was just amazing. And I have this video of Tessa just dancing, and it's like, it's dusty because of the wind, and she's just having the best time of her life, really. and it's just a great memory that I have. So I wouldn't trade those, but I honestly would love to have an all out, let it go experience of full release, because I feel like I haven't had one in a very, very long time. And I'm due.
Oh my gosh. Tila, random story that I'm not sure if I ever told you. So, because everybody went out Friday night, I think. So I was just like touching base with Michael before they went to sleep at around 11 midnight. And I was like, hey, so what are you guys doing? And I was expecting them to be like partying, to be like doing something crazy. He was like, oh, I'm on my phone. watching YouTube videos, and Dave's on his phone watching videos of Tessa. And I'm like, oh, is that what you guys do on a wild desert party night?
That is so sweet.
I just thought that was so sweet because they were on their happy substances, and they were just like looking at videos of their daughters.
So cute.
Sweet.
I can't wait for Jake to be able to do that. But also, I just think with the kids growing up together, it's the same thing. I grew up in like, you know, like every Saturday I'd be surrounded by like my 51st cousins and like 10, you know, uncles and aunts. And like, it was amazing. And so this definitely replicates that. And I can't wait for the kids to like grow up to the point where like they're out with us. It's not in the middle of the night, but you know, like a decent time dancing around and just enjoying music. And like, maybe they will be playing music, you know, and this is starting to sound really hippie-ish. We're not, but it's just like a fun communal dinners. Okay, still hippie and co-op-ish, but definitely not that vibe. It's just like everybody just enjoying the company of each other and truly like friends and family time.
Family.
Yeah. You know, every time we do get together now, it's like I do take a moment and I'm just like, this is like surreal. Like grew up in college, like we went out in college together. We did all these, you know, we had all these crazy nights, and now we get together and our kids like love playing with each other. We can just sit back and watch them. And as long as like we're in a space that it is enclosed, that we know that it can't run into traffic, it's just like, it's such good times to like see, you know, how we've grown up too. And like, I still feel like a kid sometimes, but
yeah. I love that.
We make dinner. We're so responsible for so many lives now.
But we are very lucky.
Yeah, we're so lucky to have each other for sure. Oh, I love you.
So lucky. I know. I'm just thinking about all the other TITT-ventures that we have, and I'm so excited. Like, you guys will get to hear about them later.
Yeah.
We'll make sure to keep taking our trips to keep giving you material.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe some of you can join. I mean, maybe this Desert Rock experience really does expand, becomes family friendly. Actually, you know, what I would love to do. Let's see when the kids all reach like the youngest one reaches like 10, you know, and we've done this a few times with them. I want to pull them like, do you think your mommies are cool, or do you think this is weird? No, I'm just kidding. Are you having fun? Is this a time of your lives?
Are you having fun?
Because I don't think like not every parent does this.
Yeah.
No,
kids, absolutely you know? Not. No. I did not have these experiences as a child.
No.
Sure. Yeah.
No. I want to see if like they enjoy it. I mean, who knows? Maybe they will make like the next Coachella because they were like primed.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's a thought. Yes. Wow. I love it.
Yeah. Well, anyways, guys, I just want to say thank you again for joining us on this journey for another dose of TITT Talks. Once again, you have Tiffany, Issa, Tiffany, and Tiffany. I said that really weird, Tiffany. With every episode, it's the simpler wines. With every episode, we aim to shed some light on our lives, you know, growing up, growing together, growing as mothers. So we hope you feel a part of our girl gang and get a sense of how we conquer this world, or just, you know, like relax in it, let loose in it. You know, we'll call that the modern mom, but please review us on iTunes. 5 stars reviews are great. Email us suggestions at tittalks@gmail.com, and like and follow us on Instagram, and that's tit_talks. Tune in for our next episode. We'd love to have you here. We enjoy doing this, even if it's just for us. But thank you again for joining us on this journey.
See you.
Bye. We'd like to give credit to our husbands. Without their support on this project, it would not be possible, and especially with watching the kids during our recordings and all the amazing things we need them for. So I'm going to give a shout out to Jake.
And I'd like to give a shout out to Michael, especially for preparing dinner during these times as well.
And to Davey, I love you so much. Couldn't do it without you.
And thank you, Glenn. I appreciate you so much for helping Watching Kai and for giving us good material to talk about.
Ow!
We love you guys.
We love you. And also on top of that, we'd like to thank our technical crew, music production by Baby Daddy Beats, a.k.a. Jake and Sana Munoz, and graphic design curated by Kano Imamura. And also I'd love to thank all of you guys, co-executive producers, all 4 of us. You know, this is our baby, so thank you guys.
Oh, thank you, Issa.
Thank you.